There is a moment, right before a jump, where everything goes still. The crowd holds its breath. The skater holds their fear. And for one suspended second, the laws of physics feel negotiable. Most people never attempt that moment. Most professionals spend years just approaching it. But she is not most people. And she is not a professional. She is 7 years old. You've seen her before. If you watched our last video, you already know there's something different about this girl. Something that doesn't quite make sense when you look at her size, her age, her small hands gripping the air as she moves. But today she didn't just skate. Today she tried something her brother spent a decade perfecting. Something that broke figure skating when he landed it. And what happened next, nobody in that rink was prepared for. Pause. Let silence breathe. We'll get to that moment. But first, you need to understand who this family really is. Ilia Malinin did not become the quad god by accident. He became it because of where he grew up, who he was raised, and what was expected of him before he could even read. His parents, both former competitive skaters, built a world where the ice was not a hobby, it was a language. It was the first language spoken in that house. And his sister, she was born into that language before she had words of her own. Thoughtful, almost sad. People always ask, is it a gift or a burden growing up in a family like this? Growing up where greatness is not celebrated, it is expected. Where your brother has already rewritten the record books before you finished second grade. Nobody asks the sister that question. Nobody thinks to. But maybe they should have. Tension rising. The day she decided to try it, there were only a few people watching. No cameras were supposed to be rolling. No announcements were made. She simply skated to the center of the rink, looked at the approach angle her brother had shown her, and she committed. A 7-year-old body preparing to attempt a quadruple jump. The same jump that has destroyed the knees of grown men. The same jump that took Ilia himself years to clean. Almost cruel in its timing. But we're not going to show you that yet, because before you see what happened, you need to understand why she tried it at all. Into quieter footage, sister and Ilia together, laughing ringside. There is a particular kind of pressure that lives in the shadow of a legend. It is not loud, it does not announce itself. It simply exists in every comparison, every raised eyebrow, every, oh, you're Ilia's sister, that follows her wherever she goes. She has heard that sentence more times than she can count. And somewhere along the way, it stopped being an introduction and started feeling like a ceiling. Quiet intensity. She didn't talk about it. She didn't complain. She just watched. She watched his footwork, his takeoffs, his landings. She watched the way he used his arms, the way he controlled his rotation. And then one day, she stopped watching, and she started trying. Mid-video reopen of mystery. New layer. Here is what nobody knew that day. This was not her first attempt. She had been trying elements of this jump in secret for 3 weeks, without her coaches knowing, without her parents fully realizing. A 7-year-old methodically, quietly teaching herself the beginning of something impossible. And that changes everything about what you're about to see. Slow zoom on her face at center ice, that same eerie calm from the opening. Breathless. She hits the entry edge, her free leg swings, her arms snap in, and for one moment, that same suspended moment we talked about at the very beginning of this video, the laws of physics feel negotiable. Silence, 3 full seconds, then exhale. She doesn't land a quad. She was never going to land a quad. But what she does, what comes out of that attempt, is something that makes the 2 coaches in that rink go completely quiet. Because the rotation is there, partial, unfinished, but there, in a 7-year-old body, on a jump that professionals fear. Payoff building. One of the coaches said afterwards, and these are his exact words, that he had coached skating for 22 years, that he had seen prodigies, that he had seen natural talent walk through his rink before, but he had never seen a child that age show that kind of rotational instinct on a quad entry. Never, not once.
Emotional peak. She fell, of course she fell. But the way she got up, without looking at anyone, without waiting for encouragement, already calculating her next attempt, that is the moment that tells you everything. That is the moment where you stop seeing Ilia Malin's sister and you start seeing someone entirely her own. Closing loop, callback to opening. We started this video talking about that suspended moment before a jump, the moment where fear and physics hang in the air together. Most people never reach that moment. Most professionals spend careers chasing it. She reached it at 7, and she is just getting started. CTA, direct, genuine. So here is the question I want you to answer in the comments, and I want you to really think about it. Is what this family is building beautiful, or is it too much weight for shoulders that small? Tell me what you think, because I genuinely don't know the answer. And I think that's the point.
The ice is perfect, untouched, unforgiving. This is when she came, before the other skaters, before the coaches clocked in, before anyone was watching. Because the thing about learning something impossible is that you cannot do it with eyes on you. Not at first, not when you are still figuring out whether your body can even speak the language. Her coaches would later say they noticed something changing in her edges weeks before the attempt. A sharpness in her entry angles, a new aggression in her free leg swing. They thought she was just maturing, just going through one of those sudden growth spurts that young skaters sometimes experience, where everything clicks at once. Nobody connected it to what she was actually doing at 5 in the morning, when the building was still dark. But here is what those blade marks on the empty ice told the real story. She was not just practicing the jump, she was studying the fear of it. Every skater who has ever attempted a quad will tell you, the hardest part is not the rotation. The hardest part is the commitment point. That fraction of a second where your body screams to abort and your mind has to override every survival instinct you have. Most adults never master that override. She was teaching herself to find it at age 7, alone, in the dark, before breakfast. And then she would join the regular practice session, and she would do her assigned elements, and she would smile at her coaches, and nobody knew. For 3 weeks, nobody knew.